Um, I grew up in a family that was very dysfunctional. Um, I was molested starting from the age of 4 through the age of 11. Shortly after, I started drinking, probably about the age of 15 or so. I started drinking. My mom and dad split up. We had no money. We were poor. And so I kind of got lost in the drinking, and then I started using drugs. I became an alcoholic at a young age. My first marriage was at the age of 25, and I was pretty much drunk every day. I would drink like a 40-ouncer with a fifth of whatever hard liquor as a chaser. And this happened every night. On the weekends, I'd start drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning and wouldn't stop until I pass out. Drugs continued. I lost my first child. She was born at 36 weeks. However, 26 weeks, I'm sorry. They couldn't save her. Her lungs weren't developed enough, and that just totally tore me apart. And I got deeper into the drinking and stuff. And they told me, I've always wanted a large family. I lived and dreamed of a large family. They told me after I lost my child that I wouldn't be able to get pregnant again. That just tore me apart even further. Well, 7 years later, I ended up getting pregnant. And I had my miracle child, as I call him, my son. And I just adore him. He was born with autism. But he's still my miracle child. And through this life, he's taught me patience and whatnot. I've sheltered him a lot from life only because of what I've had to live. My first husband and I divorced after 15 years. I think with all that went on, it just took its toll. I became a partier. I started going out a lot. Just had a wild life. And I ended up in a relationship that was a domestic violence relationship. I lived with that for about 5 years. I didn't share that with anybody. I would go to work, and thankfully he never hit me in the face or anything. It was always the body, so I was able to cover it up. And then finally I had had enough, so I left that relationship after I basically had a mental breakdown and had to go to a hospital to recover from that. After I was released, I was floundering again. I got involved into the cyber world, meeting many men and whatnot. Just an awful life. And finally, I was at my wit's end. I was lost again, and I felt like I was losing it again. And where I had lived, I moved. I lost my house. Went into foreclosure. They repossessed my vehicle. I lost everything. So I had to move into this house where I rented a room, and every day I would pass by three churches every day. And finally I just couldn't take it anymore, so I went to an AG church. And I walked in there. I never felt so loved before. The warmth that I felt like I was with family. About 2 weeks after going there, on April 23rd, 2008, I was saved. And since then, since Jesus Christ came into my life, I've just so happy I found my husband that the Lord brought to me. I've just had the happiest life I've ever had. One that I've never ever imagined could be.